Hi, my name's Alison Price. I'm the founder and managing director of Soil Cyclers. I have been asked today to talk to you about some more productive post-mining land uses and some of the technologies that are available that are really changing the landscape in this space. So, a little bit about Soil Cyclers. We're an innovative amelioration and remediation contractor. We work with our clients to turn a waste that they have into something they need. So, in the case of the mining industry, that might be things like turning mine overburden or tailings into topsoil or fixing a contaminated soil so it can be reused safely on the site. So every year we recycle about 500,000 tonnes of soil. We take 30,000 truckloads off local roads and reduce carbon emissions by around 6,000 tonnes due to reduced truck movements. We do all kinds of things, but it's all around soil mixing and sieving. So topsoil amelioration, geotechnical soil amendments where we're altering things like plasticity indexes, CBR ratings, PFAS, acid sulfate soil, and other kinds of soil remediation. We're one of the largest and most experienced landfill mining contractors in the Southern Hemisphere. And we also do mobile composting, so turning green waste from a site into a soil conditioner that can be reused as part of the revegetation. So, brief look at our sustainability report. We actually contribute to 11 out of the 17 sustainable development. So, on to what I've been asked to talk about today. This is a photo of a site in central Queensland where, and the grass that you can see there is 5 weeks post planting. And the soil that it's growing in is actually made from coal mine overburden, so Permian and tertiary coal overburden turned into topsoil. It's been watered with salty mine void water, partially treated salty mine void water at about 5,000 EC, and that's 5 weeks post planting. So this project was jointly funded by Idemitsu and Mets Ignited, and it was a joint venture between Camel Consulting, Soil Cyclers, and Innovate Enviro. Really fascinating project that shows the opportunities for those mine sites that do have a topsoil deficit. There's plenty of options to make soil that is even better than their existing site topsoil from overburden. This is a photo of the work that Soil Cyclists did as part of the BHP Tailings Challenge. We were part of a consortium of 5 Australian and European businesses who were selected as the top 10 finalists in the Tailings Challenge. Our component of the Tailings Challenge was to take carbonated granules from one of the other technology partners made from carbonating the tailings and mix them with the tailings and create topsoil from those tailings. So this is a photo of radishes growing in tailings from a BHP copper mine in South America. And it's a great, great opportunity for the mining industry to look at some alternative ways of dealing with mine waste and of creating new industries around the mine site. So this is a photo of Australia's first ever remediation project where the PFAS contaminated soil was remediated and reused on the site itself. Um, Although PFAS contamination and other types of contamination are sort of something that does occur on a lot of mine sites, a lot of the remediation is saved until the end at closure time. There are options to remediate these in a way that you don't need to cart all of the soil away with the long distances involved with many of those mine sites. And it's just an exciting opportunity for mine sites to see that any contamination issues that they've got historically can be cleaned up and the site reused for a different purpose in future. This is a photo of Queensland's first ever mobile and temporary composting operation. It was actually a highway project on the Sunshine Coast, one of the largest highway projects in the country at the time, where we've taken green waste stripped from the site and turned it into a soil conditioner or compost and incorporated into the topsoil stripped from the site to make a really good quality topsoil blend for revegetation. So there's a lot of things happening in the mining industry in terms of sustainability at the moment. There's some solar panels, there's aquaculture in mine voids, there's some moves towards agriculture and even intensive agriculture on mine sites post mining. Um, Really exciting to see the possibilities and the technologies that are available. So, a quick look at some of the constraints. Big one is budget. We've traditionally, as an industry, rehabilitated large areas of land with very, very limited budgets. If we're going to turn that mine site into something that has more value for the community post mining, we need to look at those budgets. Those low cost budgets that have traditionally been used are just not going to be enough. Um, we also are having trouble as an industry still attracting the really passionate environmental experts. They view this industry as not being great corporate citizens, and it's not something that they want to be part of. So, as we start to have more wins in the environmental space, hopefully, we'll change our industry's image and attract better and very passionate environmental experts who are quite innovative in their field and will drive further innovation in the industry. Siloed operations, lots of sites operate quite separately from other sites, even when they're owned by the same companies. Knowledge, we're still at the very early stages of soil amelioration knowledge in the mining industry. I'd liken it to kind of where the construction industry was about 10 years ago with soil amelioration. So, really looking forward to seeing the knowledge continue to grow and evolve. And it's very important that when we first try this soil amelioration thing that we get it right, because otherwise it'll be perceived as we tried that and it didn't work. Imagination is a big one. Sometimes when you're working at the coalface and making decisions just to keep things running on site, you don't have that time to strategize and think about alternative options. So I'm starting to see some closure planning with some really exciting ideas in it, and can't wait to see the industry evolve in that space. Business cases are another tough one. We're working with a large miner at the moment who have put together a business case using data and information from across multiple sites, and I'm starting to see the potential for that to really turn the industry around. So it's very exciting to watch developments in that space. It's really challenging often for sites to put together a business case, but when an organization looks at a whole of business case, you can start to really change the numbers. Standards is another one. There's no standards in the mining industry, so it's up to you to come up with a specification or come up with what you want to do in order to get the rehabilitation done. So that's a real challenge because it means that everything's being done quite differently, and you just don't know what you're aiming for. So I'd love to see the development of some basic standards. I know that Queensland is now using some basic soil amelioration mixes where they're fixing that soil amelioration for the entire site. Um, that's not a great outcome for soil amelioration because we find that stockpiles that were tested 5 years ago, their requirements for amelioration at the time when it needs to be used might have actually changed. So, really important to test stockpile by stockpile and develop a customized amelioration strategy. Finally, a lot of our clients are really struggling because the sites themselves work on short term performance measures. So, financial measures that go over a 12-month period, if they invest more into rehabilitation, their numbers don't look as good. So, rehabilitation is often a problem that kind of gets kicked a bit further down the road. So, hopefully, we can come up with some medium and long term performance measures that will help that start to change. So that's everything from me today. Look forward to answering your questions.